here we are again for the last few questions here. What will be the biggest hurdle for you as we discuss sensitive topics related to privilege and oppression? Honestly, I don't know anything about privilege and I don't know anything about oppression. I've not been in either place. Those are both extremes. I don't really know anything about them. I know about, historical examples of that, and just, scenarios that have been presented to me. But I think I'll be able to discuss it as we go forward, kind of getting a better idea of exactly what those two terms mean in the context of this class. So bear with me on that. What strength, knowledge, or experience do you bring to our class that will help to forward our cultural competencies? I hope I'm not going to be the anchor. But just, I'm 45, life experience. I think I am of a group of people that have seen things change dramatically from the, 70s until now. And I can say not all things have improved, but there has been some radical changes. So hopefully, if anything, maybe I can kind of give you a slight kind of historical perspective on some of these things. And I also consider myself to be very common sense. I'm not going to be able to impress you with my vocabulary. I'm just going to say it like it is. Hopefully, that will help. And also, too, I do really try to keep an open mind about things. And I may hear what you have to say, and I may think on it for 2 or 3 days before I can kind of pull out of it, the point you're trying to get across, and think about it and understand that, that maybe I need to change my thinking on a particular subject. So, what traits or tendencies do you have that might impair others from growing or feeling comfortable with you? And it gives some examples, and not argumentative, not really defensive, but my gosh, I interrupt people, and that is something that I have really focused on the last couple of years, is trying not to do that. I don't like having long conversations that don't have any substance. And if somebody is saying something or trying to get off of the path that we're trying to go down, I'm real bad about interrupting and redirecting. Because I guess I'm kind of no nonsense, and sometimes that's good and sometimes that's not good. But I am working on that, so we'll see how I do. What fears or concerns do you have as we start the semester, and what do you hope to take away from the class? Well, my fears and concerns are the same that I've been saying through these videos. It's just my lack of education, my very broad view on these particular subjects. Maybe I'm too practical sometimes. Maybe too much of a realist, and then I understand that there are people that you will never change their minds, and just let them go on and do their thing, and you do your thing, and maybe that's not the answer. It's got me this far, but what I am hoping to take away from this class is having not just a better understanding, but a deeper understanding of different cultures, the perspectives of people with disabilities, with physical and mental, of different ethnicities, of sexual orientation, religious views, and maybe not having quite such a broad idea on that, and having really maybe learned more specifics about exactly some of the barriers that they're running up against and why. And I think that would be very enlightening for me, and would help me maybe understand why I don't have a little bit better idea on specifics at this age than I probably should have. So anyway, thanks for listening to me, and bear with me on this. This is I'm trying real hard not to ever just stomp on anybody's feelings. I've gotten to be pretty good at how I word things, but to still get my point across. But anyway, y'all bear with me. I will keep an open mind, and I will give you my honest and open feedback. And I would love for you guys to educate me with your own thoughts and ideas. So I'm looking forward to it in the discussion part of this, and so I will see you there. Thanks for listening.